Okay, this is a beautiful little flower in the subtribe. It's an Aster that is in the same subtribe as Echinacea. Actually, it's called Mexican hat, Ratibida columnifera, and the flower on this, which isn't out right now on this yet, but they'll be out in the next month or so, has a really strong, long central cone that makes it look like, that's where the columnifera term for the species probably comes from. This is a really interesting plant. Not very many people that I know of use it. I've kind of found its use probably about 8 or 9 years ago accidentally as an incredible, what I would call a soporific. The root of this plant is an amazing soporific. It actually smells a little bit like valerian. It's possible that there's some similarities there in terms of the constituents. I don't know. But I do know that it's excellent to help if you need something to help you get to sleep. I always use it in a formula. It's one of those, like all herbs, we want to have a good formula where it will go well with something like passion flower, even chamomile, or hops, or vervain, or skullcap, or any of sort of our nervines, and then escolzia, our California poppy, herbs that will help us both calm us down. It depends on what the reason is you're not getting able to get to sleep. But if maybe you're just not able to turn your mind off, or you're high anxiety in a really stressful time like we are right now, for instance, where people are having a hard time getting to sleep, this is a really good herb for that. And again, it's the root that we use for that. Now, the flower and the leaf has some indigenous and folk usage behind it as well, both as an anodyne, as a little bit as a pain reliever, which would make sense again with the soporific qualities of the root. I have had some students tell me that the leaf also made them feel like they were pretty sleepy, and that's possible. The flower itself is pretty bitter. It's got a very bitter taste to it, but it's been considered, was used in indigenous medicine for things like headaches, and was also used similar to how you would use Echinacea flower. Again, remember, this is in the same subtribe as the Echinacea. So we use Echinacea tops a lot for immune stimulating around, like, say, toxic wounds or infected wounds, or anywhere where we have some sort of bacterial infection where we want to stimulate our white blood cell production and our immune system in that area. And so it's quite possible that this could be used that way. I have not personally used it this way for wound infections or anything like that. I have used it as a bitter myself, and I've used it, friends and family more for like bitter, and we've had some students that have used it and said it worked well for something like just pain, like headache, minor pain. But what I have used it for a lot is the root. We use it all the time. It's in one of our primary formulas, the sleep formula that we have. It is the primary ingredient in that. So that I can certainly attest to, and I've never found any literature anywhere or any history that I could find anywhere that spoke of it being used this way. Again, it was really more of just serendipitous that I happened upon that information through self-use, and then letting students use it, and then gathering information, and then just empirically over the years with hundreds of people, finding that it's really a good soporific herb.